A Scottish sheep farmer has brutally torn apart the SNP's dream for Scottish independence, warning it would not be practical as taxes would have to be significantly hiked to pay for it. Scotland heads to the polls on Thursday for one of the most important elections in recent history, with the question of a second referendum on Scottish independence largely hinging on the result. Boris Johnson has repeatedly rejected all demands from Nicola Sturgeon to transfer the relevant powers to the Holyrood Parliament to hold another vote, insisting the result from 2014 was a once-in-a-generation event. But SNP leader Ms Sturgeon has insisted she will ramp up plans for a second independence referendum in Scotland, should her party secure a majority of MSPs in tomorrow's election. The SNP's election manifesto also states, "We are seeking your permission at this election for an independence referendum to be held after COVID, when the crisis has passed but in time for us to equip our parliament with the full powers it needs to drive our long-term recovery from COVID." But one Scottish farmer has destroyed the argument for Scottish independence, warning a sharp rise in taxes would be needed to pay for the split from the UK. Alan McClyman told AFP in a video interview posted on the news agency's Twitter page, "I mean an independent Scotland, you know what, when I was 14 years old, I thought that was a lovely idea. But now I know there is only one way to pay for it, and that's through taxation. It isn't going to be practical and no, definitely we would be much better together in the Union." Scottish sheep farmers are already feeling the financial impact of trade bureaucracy surrounding the border in the Irish Sea following Brexit. Alec Telfer, a member of the Blackface Sheep Breeders Association, warned a post-independence hard border between Scotland and England, something recently suggested by the SNP, would be madness. Last month, Ms Sturgeon admitted an independent Scotland would likely need a trade border with England. The First Minister insisted she would do what she could to keep trade flowing easily across the border. She warned challenges would arise for cross-border businesses because of the absurdity of Brexit and the Tory Brexit obsession. But the SNP's hopes of a majority and subsequent increased push for a second referendum on Scottish independence appear to be slipping away in the lead-up to Thursday's election. A Savanta Com-Res poll for the Scotsman of 1,001 Scottish adults from April 30 to May 4 showed the likelihood of a majority down 3 points to just 42% in the constituency vote. The SNP also dropped 2 points to 34% in the list voting intention, and if these figures were to play out tomorrow evening, it would make a majority for Ms Sturgeon all the more unlikely. For the list vote, the Conservatives are up a single point to 23%, while Labour remains on 19%. The Green Party are on 9%, which could see them increase their representation in Holyrood, while the Liberal Democrats are on 6%, Alba on 2%, and others on 6%. These results would leave the SNP 6 seats short of an outright majority in the Scottish Parliament, according to election polling. Co.ux Swingometer, Chris Hopkins, political research director at Savanta Com-Res, said, "If these polling figures play out on Thursday's vote, it'll likely leave the SNP short of the majority they desire and is a fair reflection of a 2021 in which the UK government performance, and a new Scottish Labour leader, have helped shore up the vote in Scotland for the main unionist parties." But he warned, falling a little short of a majority is still ultimately a dominant performance from the SNP. Their disappointment should only be felt in the context of significant poll leads towards the end of 2020, where a disastrous year for a new Conservative government in Westminster, a lack of a Brexit deal and the first of murmurings at dissatisfaction with Keir Starmer were contributing to unprecedented numbers for the SNP and for independence. However, with some constituency races very tight, these numbers do not even necessarily present bad news for the SNP. If the drop in support we've seen in 2021 can be restricted to areas they're already strong, Thursday could still yield a strong pro-independence feel to Holyrood when MSPs return.